And then the crowd reaction is no, we'll show you with a point one. So I seems to be working. You know, and you know they continue to. I'm
It's a
just
good thing no one saw it.
I'm just hoping that they go public because I've heard that their profits. I mean, this is this is like Shiba or one of those other fucking cryptocurrencies. Like you got to get it's pennies right now, but boy, if you put some money into it.
Kevin is, of course, referring to a tweet that I read from Meltzer. It said, with a conservative model factoring in no new international deals, and we've already seen a new one yesterday, and no additional TV deals, AEW next year will become more profitable than the entirety of WCW's 13 years combined, than WWF from 90 to 98, and WWF every year from 2011 to 2017. Now he doesn't mean combined. He can't mean combined, right? He means year over year. Or did he just add up everything between for the 13 years of WCW, and the end result, because it was leaking money,
What
was
was it that Meltzer said when I made a comment? He says I like Kevin, so
he did say that he likes you.
so I like Dave, but Dave, you're full of shit. I mean, there's just no way that you can if they if they do anything. Like the first thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to again run bigger buildings. You're going to have to paper the fuck out of them. You've got to bring your production quality up. Your production quality is horrible. Uh, you've got to bring in some actual seamstress type people that that you've got to make your product look. Everybody can't wear a fucking luchador mask, including your announcers. Um, and then you also cannot do Circus Soleil high spots and then stop in some kind of a Dragon Ball Z power fist on fist moment there. I guess they're going for more of the anime
The manga
crowd.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's kind of where they're going.
So to drill down into this, Dave covers
But
this.
then again, I'm like Kobe Bryant.
In
I,
what way?
I'm just like Kobe Bryant, just like him. And right now, Haku's laughing. So,
Oh, major week.
uh,
But the thing is, Kevin, is the word profitable, right? And the figures for anything WWE related now is easy to access because it's a public company. But you need expenses to be factored in against your revenue to gauge
and
profit. And
on top of that, though, it's like Dave has to make reference to the fact of it's well known that when WCW was at its most profitable, it was also fucking basically being hammered financially by the infrastructure to make sure that it was it showed less
in Time Warner,
profitability. Right.
in the whole
Yeah. So
conglomerate,
like I
yeah.
said, like Turner Home Entertainment got the pay-per-view revenue. I mean, all these different things. So you can't even make that statement because without addressing the fact of those numbers are skewed. So
The reporting on the those Time Warner numbers, and then he said WWE from what was it, 90 to 98. Now, of course, you can firsthand talk about what WWE was like in 92,
so
93,
the numbers I saw were it was like so this is
93,
a
94.
how many year deal is this?
The
Is it 3?
Yeah, the 3-year deal for AEW you talking about?
So wait, what is it like 100 and what does
It
it come
comes
out
to
to?
555. It's 180 first year 185, second year 190, third year.
All right. And they're bleeding what, 60 a year right now? Or 30 a year?
I mean, whatever it is now. What if The Rock comes over there next year for 20 mil? It last year's
Well, that's
is
never going to
irrelevant.
happen. Rock is on the.
Whoever loses his
I'm
mind,
just saying though, the Rock is on the board. He ain't going nowhere.
no, I'm saying if somebody loses their mind and goes over there and takes an exorbitant amount of money, and
Well, they're not going to pay somebody $40 million.
but you still what 20 to 15 million, whatever it is, you can't
It doesn't matter.
project expenses because you don't know what Tony Khan's going to do.
If you have like, let's just hypothetically
Yeah.
say you also owned an NFL team, okay, and they were so fucking rotten, okay, they were so rotten that, and if you let's say if you lived in Florida, you absolutely were stuck with watching that team weekly as your opener, or Tampa Bay. Um, but it's like, and I read one of the quotes where they said, Tony won't run anything on Sunday because he doesn't want to interfere with his work that he does with the fucking Jaguars. I'm like, what is he? What is it? Please don't tell me he's the quarterback coach.
No, he's the what's the title? Is it GM? What's the title?
Yeah, it's something that he. You know what? If there's anybody that's on the headphones during the game going, does not, am I the only one that sees they're playing a zone?
Drilling into this article, into the full explanation of Meltzer's tweet. It doesn't explain, by the way, any projected how to account for any projected expenses here. But in this, what I learned about
but look at this. So in 2023, the total estimated expenses were around 188 million. What are they getting for the year? Aren't
this
they?
no because the deal is for 20, 25, 26, 27. So I don't know their revenue.
So if they lost that much,
and this assumption here, this is it, the 188 million times 5 years. You're assuming the same expenditures year over year, and that's not necessarily going to happen. So what we're reading here, if anyone's listening, I'm looking at we have up on the screen the article. And is this the Observer, Steve? I want to be able to give credit to whoever went through all this calculating and accounting here.
Yeah, but it's like reading fucking Project 2025.
Tony's the Chief Football Strategy Officer, by the way. Can we throw a more confusing term in there?
You're doing a hell of a job, Tony. Maybe you take that high priced quarterback you got that keeps throwing interceptions and maybe give him the old bag treatment.
It'd be great if instead of the Gatorade at the end of the game.
He ain't at Clemson no more.
But anyway, I just it was jarring to me when I saw the initial tweet. I was like, how could this be? And I think it was a lot of people's reactions. And when I drilled into the story, I don't know how you project. And then with the 0.1 comes out after this announcement, how do you even?
Unless the deal is somehow being manipulated by BlackRock, I'm not sold. So,
I mean, and if you're Warner Brothers, your revenue stream, your biggest revenue stream is going to come from your advertising, right? Because they're no longer a participant. AEW isn't in the advertising.
Does that mean that we're going to lose the picture in a picture? They're actually that'll be gone because if they got their advertising, they're not splitting the screen with that shit. So they'll be taking their hard 245s out of the middle of that fucking show.
Yeah, they're not going to preserve the integrity of the
And what the
Osprey
fuck
match
what the fuck
necessarily.
are those bouncing balls going to do for 245 on a live taping? They can't grab a hold.
Yeah,
Let
that's
each other
funny.
on
What's going to be going on in the arena?
Yeah, put a bag on their head. Back spot, commercial break.
245, you're going to come back to a corpse. Good
Depends
God.
on how it depends on how hard you hold it around your own head.
You just suffocate yourself.
I'm waiting for the next generation of that spot's going to be that the guy's going to put the bag around the guy's head, and the guy that's being asphyxiated is going to put duct tape around his neck. So good shit. Good shit's like when that's from X-Pac. Good shit, man. Good shit.